Hello and welcome. Great to have your company on 𝐾𝐞 TV. I'm Holly and you're watching the Buzzing Trends. In today's show, we're going to talk about 4 ASX listed healthcare shares that delivered more than 20% in returns in the last 1 week. The Australian benchmark index ASX 200 fell marginally during the week and the healthcare benchmark index was also down. But there are a few healthcare shares that performed significantly well and delivered outstanding returns. These shares include Adherium, Vectus Biosystems, Reiner Med and Antiotech. So without further ado, let's deep dive into the 4 ASX listed healthcare shares. Well, the first stock to look at is Vectus Biosystems. The company is engaged in the development of therapy for fibrosis and high blood pressure, including the treatment of heart, kidney and liver diseases, major diseases in the fibrotic market. On the 7th of September, Vectus Biosystems announced the successful completion of the second single ascending dose segment in the first in-human trial. The company shared its trials both for the 2 mg as well as the 10 mg doses have now been finalized. Plus, the Trial Safety Committee has completed a review of the results and given approval to proceed with the next dosage level. Moving on to the second stock now, and Antiotech is engaged in the development and commercialization of proprietary surface coatings for healthcare and life sciences by using its patented technology. On the 6th of September, Antiotech announced that it had entered into a distribution agreement with Paramedical. With this agreement, the companies will focus on the distribution of the antigen rapid diagnostic test for SARS-CoV-2 and 𝐕𝐢𝐝 platform in Turkey. Following this agreement, Paramedical and Antiotech will jointly review as well as submit public and private tender opportunities. Paramedical will begin the sales of the SARS-CoV-2 antigen rapid diagnostic test and focus on creating a foundation of consumers willing to take on new eugenic tests and get these released. And the third stock to look at is Adherium, the prominent player in respiratory e-health, data management solutions, and remote monitoring. On the 9th of September, Adherium announced the company had obtained clearance from the US FDA to market its first next-generation Halley sensor. The sensor provides physiological measures to monitor medication use for asthma and COPD, which is a chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. ADR's Halley sensors are devices that attach to a medication inhaler to provide the most advanced patient monitoring available. And the last stock to look at this session is Reiner Med. The Melbourne-based medical device company is a leader in developing wearable nasal as well as respiratory technology. On the 10th of September, Reiner Med disclosed that the company had obtained an initial purchase order for 1 million rhino swabs from the Victorian Department of Health. This was to provide support in the testing capability of the state, and the purchase order follows the latest New South Wales Health Pathology order of 1 million rhino swabs disclosed on the 11th of August. The company is continuing to increase its manufacturing capabilities for assisting the increasing domestic as well as international demand for this innovative technology, rhino swab. Furthermore, Reiner Med is developing an increasing sales pipeline and will update as further agreements take place. So to sum up, the healthcare industry is one of the most prominent sectors on the Australian Securities Exchange, and despite the decline in the benchmark index during the week, a few healthcare shares delivered outstanding weekly returns. To get all such sector and stock-specific insights, keep watching 𝐾𝐿 TV. But that's all for today. I'm Holly Shield, signing off.